A rainy, stormy second round of the playoffs, but you can't stop the rain just like you can't stop the highlights on 1st and 10. I'm Simone Eli.
And I'm Joe Emer. Mobile Christian's Tyler Rogers making it rain tonight.
Oh,
wait
boy.
till you hear about what he's doing. Plus, the Spanish Ford Toros bursting like a thundercloud.
And check this out. The 1st and 10 staff doing work tonight. We've got photographers all over the state. 10 teams on the road, 13 games total. We've traveled about 3,500 miles to bring you tonight's highlights.
Yep, wait until Fox 10 gets the gas bill. I guess why that's this for the season finale, because we've got no money left to cover the rest of the playoffs. Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right, now before we hit the road, we want to take you a live look in here at UMS Wright. They beat Beauregard. Coming up, we'll hear from Terry Curtis and what he had to say on UMS's big second round game win here.
All right now, though, it is time to check in on our game of the week. It is #1, Spanish Fort visiting Sylacauga. The Toros looking for back-to-back 5A titles.
Yep, and our Russell Colburn is at this one about 200 miles north of us. Russell, how's it going, bud?
Come back to us now. All right, so check this out. Have you ever seen Billy Madison? It says, I see his lips moving, but I can't make out the words. That's what just happened there. So we'll try to check back in with Russell in just a little while. No big deal. But we're going to move on to St. Paul's at Benjamin Russell, checking out the highlights for this one. Let's roll them so we can crank them up. All right, there we go. Nice crowd as tons of people from Mobile made the trip all the way out there to support the Saints. First play after a fumble recovery, Benjamin Russell fumbles the ball. Picked up by the Saints, Walter Little for a 90-yard return to put 6 up for the Saints, 7-0 at that point. Now Benjamin Russell, QB Brian Horn to LeBrenican Johnson, who takes it over the line to put up 6 for Benjamin Russell. The extra point would tie the game 7-7. Christian Mosley,
whatever you have.
Dropping back, sending one over the middle, intercepted by Ben Russell, free safety Bryant Horn, also the QB, if you recognize that name. Saints push him out of bounds. They go for the field goal. No good. So at this point early on, it was 7-7. Let's see where we're at right now. 14-14, and guess what? I just got another update. The Saints have scored in overtime to make it 20-14. Don't know if they got the extra point yet or not, but right now, the Saints on top in the playoffs in overtime. Now, we were talking about that game of the week where we saw Russell just pantomiming and stuff.
Yes, we briefly saw him for a moment, couldn't quite hear him, but we're going to check it out now. Russell, what do you have for us out there?
Well, I guess Spanish Fort's performance tonight took my breath away, but we wondered if anyone could stop Spanish Fort's task for a second straight state title. No dice so far, as Spanish Fort has now outscored its opponents 110-7 in their first 2 playoff games. Tyler Johnston's father, who dons the same name. Who's more nervous as your son makes his second playoff start at quarterback, him or you?
That would be me. Absolutely me.
No need to be nervous. In the midst of the smoke from the concession stand, here's Johnston to Kevin Marion, his tall receiver on the fade, 7-0. That kid is huge. That's just unfair. Now, Spanish Fort recovers a fumble deep in Aggie's territory, and Trey Shable knows what to do with that. 14-0 Spanish Fort at that point. But meanwhile, the defense not giving an inch. The Aggies can't handle the snap on a punt. The punter does the good thing and takes the safety. 16-0 there. Then Mike Howard, some tough running. He takes the ball from Spanish Fort territory across midfield into Aggieland, deep inside the 20. It takes the whole town of Sylacauga to bring him down, and he has it in on the next couple plays to make it 23-0 Spanish Fort. They say he might have the best hands in the state of Alabama. He has a touchdown. He snags the ball before it hits me in the camera. 30-0 Johnston to Sammy Harris. Johnston not done. Now he'll hit Javon Brown deep down the field, up the seam. 37-0 Spanish Fort to that point. Your final would be 44-7 as the Aggies do score on Spanish Fort's B squad. They're young guys. I'm joined now with Spanish Fort head coach Mark Freeman. Coach, only 44 tonight. What happened?
All right, we're blessed to have 44 and take any win any way we can get it. But kids played. Our defense just played off the charts tonight. They were ready for about everything Sylacauga did, and I can't say enough about the way that they played tonight, the hours them guys put in over there, and they just it paid off for them offensively. We looked very sharp a lot of times. Tyler threw a great fade down there to Kevin early, and then we dropped a couple touchdowns late, but we ran the ball well. I just can't say enough about our kids right now. They're playing well, and it's just enjoyable to go coach them right now.
It's either Briarwood Christian or Jackson. Got a preference?
No, sir. I'm just blessed to be playing next week. You know, you get to this point, week 3, if you're still playing, then you're doing some things right. And our kids they're just fun. We get another week to go practice our kids and try to work on some things with them. And like I said, those are 2 good football teams. It don't matter which one we play. Both of them are going to be good, very good.
Coach, enjoy this one. Thank you very much for spending some time with us.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to you guys.
Not a mime or a ventriloquist. I think it's a lot better when you talk to us, unlike the first time.
No doubt. We appreciated that, and congrats to Coach Freeman and Spanish Fort. Moving on, hoping to repeat as state champs in 5A.
All right, peep the map, yo. I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. That's what the Proclaimer said, and that's what Saraland says as they travel 500 miles near Birmingham for their football game. Let's check out the highlights of this one coming at you. Homewood handoff to Walter Rutledge, and he gets in for the touchdown. Saraland, Spartans trying to bounce back. Leander Burrows, he would answer for Sparty, so Saraland not going away quietly into that good night. Dropping poetry on you, too. Saraland short kickoff. Rutledge going to pitch it back to Devontae Barnfield, and he will take it the distance. So looking a little bit scary for Saraland right now, but let's check on the updated score for this one. They came back, folks.
Wow.
Saraland still alive. They win. They will advance to the 3rd round, 21-14. What a huge victory over Homewood. All right, taking a look at the 5A playoff bracket. 2nd round, as you see there, St. Paul's and Benjamin Russell. We don't have the final, but we knew that St. Paul's was on top by a touchdown in overtime. So it looked like they could advance to that 3rd round. Saraland will advance, so it could very well be Saints versus Spartans.
Looking at Mobile Christian here with a big win over Lamar County. We'll have highlights on that game coming up.
Terry Curtis did a mic chalk. Everything was fine earlier. We haven't done it. I'm hearing myself in my ear right now. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Welcome to a wet urban.
A week ago, McGill-Toolen played host to a really talented Opelika team. The Yellow Jackets snuck by at home 21-20 at the Lip. Tonight in round 2, the Jackets had to hit the road to play Wetumpka, the team that knocked out Daphne in round 1. So up near Montgomery we go. Let's check out the highlights. McGill on the road, but taking the field strong, baby, through the smoke. Let's see. Here we go. Wetumpka, Samuel Britton. They're going to score first. That's Charlie Crenshaw. 7-0 Indians on top. Later, Romarius Smith here in the Wildcat formation. Snap. Here we go. Game is tied up 7-7. Later, Harry Satterwhite hands it off to Smith. Edo Smith, excuse me. Shot sheet had something different. That's Edo Smith there. 14-7. McGill would lead, and here's the final. McGill is going to win 24-20 over Wetumpka. Moving on there. And here's a look at the 6A playoff bracket. McGill, like we mentioned, moving on, and coming up later in the show, we'll let you know the winner of Smith Station Enterprise, who they're going to play in the third round.
All right, exactly a year ago, Fairhope traveled to Carver, Montgomery for round 2 and lost 20-16. Guess what? Fairhope, round 2 versus Carver at Carver again. Pirates hoping for a little revenge tonight. Take a look at the map to see more traveling. Have game, must travel. Look at all those footballs all across the state, and let's take a look at some football action right now. This is a common open shot that we've been seeing here throughout the show. Fans in the rain watching some football. Carver Montgomery, Javante Davidson takes the handoff. He will turn the corner and take it to the house. 7-zip in the first. Second quarter action. After the celebration, we've got Lindell Wilson. Flips over the pile. That was amazing. 14-zip. We've got to get that in slow-mo at some point later. Simone, just show that later in the week in slow-mo. All right, Fairhope QB Steven Jackson sacked. Pretty much how the first half went. So the Pirates struggling on the road, and they will not advance. They fall 33-6 tonight. Take a look at that, the 6A playoff bracket. We've got Fairhope not advancing. Carver Montgomery will for the second straight year. Now, Foley at Auburn at the bottom of that, so let's take a look at those highlights. Overview of Foley Stadium. Nice looking shot there. Band about to play. Foley Marching Band, team about to play. Here's the highlights halfway through the first. Auburn with the ball. Blaze Taylor blazing down the sidelines. Nice play. Auburn would snag a field goal, making them 3-0 for the start. All right, Foley with the ball now. Just a few minutes at the end of the first quarter. Quarterback Cam Tyler looking for DeMarcus Bingham. And bing! Him. That wasn't very good. I'll work on that joke and come back later with something funnier. At the beginning of the second quarter, Auburn sweeps up another opportunity. Running back Tyus Flakes. Frosted Flakes. No? No good?
Love it.
Nope. My joke's terrible tonight.
That, though.
I'm working on them. All right. Auburn on top 23-20. What a game. So Foley and Fairhope, the two Fs on the Eastern